Hello guys, I'm back in the business and back on the videos and now from where I've been working at the top of the water tower where I hope to host you guys all soon. I want to talk today a little bit about trust, which is an extremely loaded but also extremely important word. I think trust underpins all of our business and personal dealings. If you have friends, that's inevitably because they trust you. That's inevitably because they want you around. And if you're doing well in business, it's because your colleagues trust you. It's because your suppliers trust you. It's because your clients trust you. And if you're going through a difficult sales cycle, the big difference often, whether it closes, is whether a client can trust you to have their best interests in mind, to help them to buy, to be advocating them a product that is good and that they should use. And regardless of the product, often a huge amount of whether or not their sale goes through is allocated to trust. So both the videos today, I'm going to talk a little bit about trust, how we build it and how we can lose it. The good news is the behaviors that we do to trust are straightforward. And the bad news, that is to build trust. And the bad news is that they are difficult to implement. So what behaviors can we do to grow trust? And I'll cover 3 of those today. And then there are 7 or more, unfortunately, we can destroy trust with, and I'll cover those towards the end of the week. So what can we do to build trust? The first thing you can do to build trust is to do what you say you're going to do. When you think about you prioritize your friends, when you prioritize your friends, you are doing what you say you're going to do to them, whereas you might not do that to everyone else. And so in business, it's so important to have friend-like behaviors and to say, hey, if I say I'm going to deliver that to you, if I say I'm going to send you a presentation today, if I say I'm going to turn up for this business meeting, whatever it might be, you need to do what you say you're going to do. And that otherwise that can be destructive behavior, but if you do what you say you're going to do, if you deliver, you grow that trust. And so it's difficult, right? There are tons of things that can distract you from doing things you said you're going to do. So I'd really advise to, not overcommit, to make sure the things you commit to are within your remit and within what you can do. Schedule in the things that you promised to do and really prioritize delivering early and often. Number 2, you can listen. There is nothing more powerful that people love more than being listened. Big focus of mine recently. Historically, I would have jumped into meetings all the time and just said what I was thinking. Big focus of mine is listening more, staying back, writing out the things I think are important, and prioritizing saying them at a later date if they're still important. So listening more can really build credibility, much like our talking ratios on Gong. If you can listen more than you talk, those sales usually close. And if a customer feels listened to, they're highly likely to buy. You build trust by holding back, letting them say their piece, making them feel welcome and listened to. The third piece is being somewhat vulnerable. And in this, I'm not necessarily talking in a sales call, although I think sometimes talking openly about the strengths and weaknesses of your products builds a lot of credibility, even if, going as far as deciding the product's not for your customer would be the ultimate form of showing vulnerability in sales and really powerful. Because regardless of whether that's true, that person will trust you no matter what the next time you make a recommendation. But in your personal life, just admitting when you're struggling with things. And historically, I was terrible at this. I was never willing to open up and admit it. But I think it is super important because it makes you human. It makes you believable. It makes you credible. So particularly in your personal relationships, in your personal life, and I hope with your relationship with me, if you're struggling with something, let me know. And I will do the same with you if I think there's something that I'm struggling with, or that you're struggling with, and I think I can help with. So be human and vulnerable, and that will build trust. So there's 3 quick ideas for building trust, and we'll cover some things to avoid later in the week. But anything you can do to help trust you will make you a better salesperson and a better person. Cheers.